And so we're into Coxless Fours. This is the Visitors Challenge Cup. Intermediate men's fours. And we've got Henley Rowing Club and Drammen Row Club Norway and Leander A. Leander with their pink oars on the right of the picture, and they've gone away cleanly, but we're always keeping an eagle eye on the steering as they go through the start zone here.
Yeah, the Visitors are always the ones, the Coxless Fours are always the ones that have a little bit of wayward steering off the start. There's a little bit of pressure balancing that needs to happen within the crew, but then also the steersman also has to be really sensitive to the rudders. You can see the crew from Leander are definitely in the middle.
Yeah, they both stray, and the flag is out of the bag. Leander are being warned they're across the middle, just as you were saying, Mo, and that means the umpire's saying get back onto your station. We don't want you crossing out of neutral territory and over to impede the other crew. So we're riding with Leander, and they've, with that perhaps that steering, they're just slightly behind, it looks, at this point in the race, behind Henley and Drammen Norway. Now, the Henley and Norway crew comes about because these four athletes are all at Yale University, so they're rowing for their original clubs, but they're actually a Yale crew. But now Leander have already made amends and starting to stretch out to lead this race.
Yeah, there's some good pedigree in this Leander crew as well. There's a Canadian world champion in the under-23 men's 8 from 2021 in the 3-seat, Peter Lancashire, so there's some good pedigree, and actually now you can see the crew from Yale representing Henley and the crew for Drammen Row in Norway steering out into the middle, so there's a bit more activity on the rudder than you would probably want in a race.
So here's some information for us. It's 3:21 to the Fawley mark, and just passing the 3/4 mile signal, we've got clear water now opening up with Leander having to do a decent amount of work here, Mo, right? There's a lot of work going on in that boat.
Yeah, there is a lot of work, and this is the beauty of the Visitors. It's an intermediate event. It is a hard event. It's a ferocious event. It often brings in some high-level students, under 23s, and yeah, it's no easy race as the week goes on. But they look tense, or sorry, they look like they're putting in a lot of effort, and they're getting the reward at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of work going on here too in the Henley and Drammen Rowing Club crew. That's Calvin Tarzi sitting in the sorry, that's not, that is Sivert Senemstad sitting in the stroke seat, 22 years old. Eastern Sprints varsity crew 3rd place, but it's not enough at the moment because Leander really on their home water, looking really good. Yeah,
looking really good. Both crews have got buckets in the middle of their boat, so 2 rowers in the mid sat next to each other on the same side rather than the opposite side. Bow side stroked in the Leander boat, and they are looking like actually they're now reaping the reward from being ahead. They're looking like they're starting to relax as they start to come into the enclosures, and they'll get some local support, home water, and they'll start to really enjoy the last 500 meters of this course.
Yeah, as you say, there's some good experience and class in the Leander crew. A bunch of different Henley experience, but each of them at least 3 Henley experiences behind them, and up to 5 and 6 for a couple of them. So a lot more experience, and also they're very familiar with the track. But it sort of paid off. That approach had been quite tough and hard in the early part of the race. It's allowing now them to just take a little bit more of a breather while Henley and Drammen, the Yale guys, have to attack again and just keep pushing it all the way. Little glance over the shoulder from 22-year-old Joe Long in the bow seat there to check, well, just how far ahead are they?
Yeah, as a bow man, he's probably making a lot of the calls. He's trying to drive his crew on to come back and achieve a result that they want to do, but he would have looked around and probably had to look a little bit further than what he wanted with this Leander crew. Yeah,
he's steering as well, so he's got lots on his shoulders. Bruce Turnell in the bow seat, Joshua Bozeman-Jones at 2, Peter Lancashire at 3, and stroke Calvin Tarzi in the Leander crew with about 5 or 10 strokes to go to the finish line. They'll be very happy with that piece of work, getting down the Henley track nice and cleanly in the Visitors. There they go, through the line for Leander A. And, well, a couple of lengths behind, a couple of lengths of clear water now behind Henley Rowing Club and Drammen, the men studying at Yale University.